Question of the Week from the Naked Scientists.
Hello and welcome to Question of the Week from the Naked Scientists with me, Hannah Critchlow. This week, as the autumnal colds and sniffles take over, we consider an extreme way to rejuvenate our ageing immune systems.
Hi, my name is Casey Farah, and I've been feeling a little bit old recently. I was trying to reverse this, and I wondered, would a self-bone marrow transplant reverse the aging process? Thanks.
So, if we banked stem cells from the marrow inside our bones and then repopulated our bodies with these self-renewing and self-replicating cells years down the line, would this combat the ageing effect? First up, what happens as we age? We turn to a Dean of Aging.
I'm Professor Tom Kirkwood at Newcastle University. Aging is complicated. We know that the underlying reason that the body ages is that as we live our lives, our cells accumulate a whole host of small faults. Damage affects the DNA, proteins, membranes that make up the cells. So basically the aging process is driven by things going wrong. Cells become damaged, and that also affects the stem cells of the body. It used to be thought that stem cells could keep going more or less indefinitely, but actually we know that the stem cells that underpin many parts of the body do themselves experience some form of intrinsic aging. So in theory, one might think that a good way to combat some of the effects of aging would be to replace the cells within the body that have been damaged by this accumulation of faults with cells that are somehow less damaged. And the idea that you could use your own banked cells from earlier in your life is an interesting one. There are problems with that, though. Aging affects all the cells and tissues of the body, so simply rejuvenating one particular population of cells may be good for that group of cells, but it's not going to do anything about all of the rest. So it's not going to be a universal effect.
So, Casey, self-bone marrow transplants may not reverse the whole body ageing effect, but it could be used to reverse a specific aspect of it. Bone marrow stem cells replicate throughout your life to produce your blood cells, including white blood cells such as lymphocytes, which act as soldiers, fighting off infection in your body. Your immune system is one function of your body profoundly affected by ageing, which is why older people are more likely to succumb to infections. So, could injecting yourself with your younger, fresher bone marrow stem cells that contains your own DNA, and so wouldn't be rejected by your body, keep the flu at bay in later years? We turn to the expert.
My name is Anne Corcoran. I'm a research group leader at the Babraham Institute in Cambridge, and I work on how the body fights infection. Older lymphocytes grow more slowly and make far fewer new antibodies, the proteins that recognize and get rid of infections. So, a younger version of your bone marrow that still has younger stem cells to generate younger lymphocytes might help your immune system to fight infection.
In which case, should all under 40s be rushing to have their bones drilled in order to harvest their bone marrow stem cells and bank them to help boost immune systems later in life? Back to Anne.
Taking a bone marrow sample is not a trivial procedure. It's not like taking a blood sample. Also, we don't yet know exactly what the effects of long-term storage of bone marrow are on its efficiency.
Instead, Anne suggests boosting the older immune system by reducing stress, getting enough sleep, having a healthy diet high in antioxidants, exercise, and some good old physical contact, like hugs and handshakes, to release endorphins and boost the production of antibodies. And could bone marrow transplantation be used to help rejuvenate other parts of the body?
So my name is Professor Robin Franklin. I work at the University of Cambridge, and my particular interest is in how the brain regenerates itself. Now, generally speaking, the brain is not very good at regenerating, but there is one structure which actually can regenerate very efficiently. That's a structure called myelin. And myelin is the insulating material that wraps around and protects your nerve fibers and enables them to conduct electrical impulses more efficiently than they would otherwise do. Now, in a young adult, the myelin is regenerated very quickly, but as with all regenerative processes, as you get older, your ability to regenerate myelin progressively decreases. Now, in a recent study we conducted with some colleagues at Harvard University in the States, we showed that the decline in the efficiency of myelin regeneration that takes place as you get older is in fact reversible. And one of the ways you can reverse it is by donating to an old individual bone marrow-derived or bone marrow stem cell-derived cells called monocytes from a young adult. So the young monocytes turn out to be part of the reason why you can reverse the effects of age and myeloregeneration.
Now, Robin is not suggesting that we all have bone marrow transplants or bank our young bone marrow to help our nervous system age gracefully. Instead, this experiment is providing clues to developing drugs that may help our nerve cells continue to myelinate themselves into old age and may help pave the way for new treatments for the demyelination disorder, multiple sclerosis. With that question resolved, we conjure up a new conundrum from... Now, what was his name? I've completely forgotten.
My name is David and I live in Paris. I have a terrible memory when it comes to remembering people's names, to the point that I can be introduced to somebody and forget their name immediately afterwards. Can you explain why? Thank you.
So, why is it that we can be so good at forgetting names? Send us your thoughts. You can tweet at Naked Scientists, write on our Facebook page, email Chris at The Naked Scientists, or join in the debate on our forum, which is at nakedscientists.com/forum.
The Naked Scientists Question of the Week, brought to you in association with the Houter Wisman Foundation, supporting science and education from Alpha to Omega.